Everyone, welcome back to SAT Math Question of the Day. Here's our question. Please read it, pause the video, try it, come back, and we will try it here. Okay, Tanya reuses her non-cyclable plastic containers by drawing on them. Oh, that's cute. And oven shrinking them, was smiled horrible, to create ornaments. For one ornament, she creates a rectangular drawing that is 8 centimeters long by 21 centimeters wide. It shrinks to a similar rectangle, 2 2/3 centimeters long. Okay, long. What is the total area of the shrunken drawing in square centimeters? Wow, this is a problem that can definitely be done two ways. The cooler way to do it is to know that if you have similar figures and you change the area by you change a side on one side by a dimension by a scale factor of k, then the area with this funny symbol goes as k squared. Oh, but they never told us. Yeah, they did tell us the initial area. The initial area is 8 times 21. So it's 8 times 21 times 2 2/3 divided by 8 squared. This is not a 1. This is a 1, not a 7. Right? 8.
No, that's a 1, not a 7. Right.
Yeah.
Very good.
8 times 21 times the scale factor squared, and the area gets smaller. So this number, 2 2/3, is less than 1, so the area goes down. That's the cool way of doing it. The non-cool way of doing it is to calculate the other side and then calculate the new area, which isn't that bad of a way of doing it either. You have an 8 and a 21, and you have a 2 2/3 and an x. So the new area is 2 2/3 times x. But then you have to solve for x. So how do you solve for x? X is to 21. X is to 21 as 2 2/3 is to 8. Wow, look at that. So x is equal to 21 times 2 2/3 over 8. So we substitute the x into here, and believe it or not, we get the same formula as above. We get 2 2/3 times x, which is 2 2/3 times 21 divided by 8. Wait, what's wrong? What is wrong? Oh. What? Oh, because I have to multiply by, what is wrong?
Maybe.
These two should be, what does that do? 8 times 2 2/3 divided by 8 times 21. Right, okay. So what did I do wrong here? The new area is 2 2/3 times this side. And this side you can get by using the ratio. X is to 21 as 2 2/3 is to 8. So x is 2 2/3 times 21 divided by 8. 2 2/3 times 21 divided by 8. Oh, yeah. It's the same because this is 8 squared. Sorry. This is 8 squared. Got it. Yeah. So the two formulas are the same. The two answers are the same. Great. Okay. Always a good idea to just keep banging at it until you figure out how to make sure that both answers are the same. Great. So you can do it either way. It really is nice to know that when you have similar figures, when you make a change to one side, the area changes by the square of the ratio, and the volume changes by the cube of the ratio. So anyway, so now, in order to get the answer, you actually have to answer it. And I guess they want you to actually write the answer down. So it looks like it's going to be a fraction. Well, so that's actually doing it. Um, okay. So we could use a calculator. And let's see what the calculator says. So we've got 2.6667 times 2.66667 times 21 divided by 8. Aha, so it's 18 and 2/3. It's the calculator says, the calculator comes out to be 18.667, which we know is 18 and 2/3. So that means you can just use a calculator to get the answer. Seth's doing it without a calculator. Is that what 56/3 is? Is 18? Yeah. It's the same answer, right? Yeah. Seth's doing it the old-fashioned way of not using a calculator, which is too bad. Now use a calculator, so you don't have to use as much brain work. Do you have any comments, Seth? You've said nothing so far, which is sort of scary. Maybe we should go through the...
Okay, a little to say. I just did my calculation.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wondering whether we should just go over the similar figure thing here, how you get this relationship. It uses similar figures as a proportion. See, this big side, the green side, the ratio of the green side to the red side is the same ratio as the blue side is to, let's say, to the yellow side. Okay. Right. So x is to 21. X is to 21 as 2 and 2/3 is to 8. As 2 and 2/3 is to 8. And then you cross multiply and you solve for x. So nothing much to say, right? Let's see how they do it. Let's see if they were intellectually honest, they would offer both approaches. But who knows? Let's see what they do. What do you think? What do you take? Let's have some fun. Take a guess. Which way do you think they're going to do it? Just take a guess.
I think they'll calculate both sides and multiply them.
Okay. Well, let's see. Great. Okay, so we have...
That's my guess. So let's see what happens.
Okay, let's see what happens.
What they did.
Let's see what they do.
So, should we show how to use a calculator?
No.
So this is a problem. Is this a calculator problem?
Well, it's a calculator. Wait, your answer should be a proper fraction, like 1/2. Really? Really? Wow. So that means we have to do the 50, what was it, Seth? 56 over 3 or 58 over 3?
Well, it was 56.
It was 56 over 3?
Yeah.
Because 18 times 3 is 54. Okay. Well, I mean, the calculator is helpful once you write the answer. But before you write the answer, the calculator doesn't really help you. Before you write out, you have to write out.
Well, you could key the numbers into the calculator instead of writing them as you did on the paper.
You could. Yeah, but isn't it better to write the answer in the paper so that you could sort of see what you're doing?
Well, if you are well practiced,
yeah, that's true.
In SAT questions, then you could save time.
Yeah.
And it's many of the approaches we give to the SAT. One of many pieces of advice is strive to do the problems that are easy for you quickly.
Yeah.
So that you have time to do the harder problems more slowly.
But if you were going to do this in your head, most efficient way to do this without writing anything down is to know that ratio of the square of the scale factor. But that would require you to be really careful in the calculator with parentheses. Because
Yes.
you would have to type in very carefully 2 2/3 divided by
Okay.
8 in
Well, that's
parentheses.
wise approach learning to use a calculator. The care for writing parentheses.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should we show that?
Like if you're baking cookies, it is wise to practice care
Obviously.
when removing the cookie tin from the oven.
Right. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Similarly for landing aircraft.
Yeah. And so if you're going to do this by a calculator, which ultimately you probably will, you would do 8 times 21 times, and then in parentheses 2.667. Oh, 2.667 divided by 8, close parentheses. And this guy, wow, how do you square that? I guess you do that. And you have to look at the calculator very carefully to make sure you get the right answer, to make sure it looks right. And that's how you do it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then you know.
Well, does the calculator? What if you typed in 2, like space 2/3?
Okay. 2. Yeah, it knew that. Yeah, that's good. You're right. That's a good way of doing it. Yeah. Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
press enter.
So it doesn't give you an answer.
Oh,
fraction.
it didn't give you put if you give it put it in fractional form, it doesn't give the output in fractional form.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you have to then, but they say, well, we could try answering it as 18.666667 and see what happens, but we'll see. Okay. Oh, that is a good point. You never really had to convert this to 2.666667. You could have typed in as 2 2/3. So we're learning things about the calculator. This is why it is very important for you to practice using the Desmos calculator when they on the digital when you're practicing both in Khan and in Blue Book for the digital SAT. Okay, so we're done with that. So maybe we should try 18.6667. But it even tells you your answer should be like this. I wonder if that's going to be that way on the SAT, whether they'll warn you. But anyway, it's 56/3. And then when you're here, how do you know this is 56/3? I guess you have to convert it. They're going to tell you, hey, you need to convert that to a fraction. Well, it's very helpful to know that 0.666666 is 2/3.
What if you typed in 56 divided by 3 into the answer box?
Wait, this is by 3.
You typed in 56 divided by 4. Try press enter, see what happens.
No, we would get the answer would be wrong. We'd be marked wrong.
It says the answer should be a proper fraction.
Yeah, but if I type
improper fraction.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So anyway, I think we've done enough. But yes, it looks like if you're using the calculator, you're going to have to know.
Does it say not an improper fraction?
No, it said.
Bring it up again, please.
Your answer should be a proper fraction, like a half or 6/10, or a 6/10.
It does.
An improper fraction, like. Yeah, it doesn't say. Right.
It doesn't. There's no or.
I know.
It says a proper fraction like 1/2 or 6/10. Then there's no punctuation, an improper fraction like 10/7 or 14/8.
Right. We don't know what this means.
They left out a connective.
So we'll see. We may get this
now. So is a fraction again, this is not very interesting math, but is a fraction of two integers that's not in low in simplest terms. Is that considered a proper fraction? Where the numerator is smaller than the denominator, and the two integers in the numerator is smaller than the denominator, but it's not in simplest terms.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea. Okay. Okay, so why don't we leave it this way and just see what happens? I mean, we may be marked wrong. You may have to say 18 and 2/3. Okay, so that's good. So let's see how they. Oh, this time they. Okay, first of all, let's make everything smaller. And they noticed that they did 4 steps, and it looks like there's a lot of calculation here. Let's get the whole answer down. Oh, look at that, 18.6667. The area is 18.6667. We can enter that answer as 56/3. Okay. Oh, look, they would have accepted 18.66 or 18.67. They would have accepted those 3 answers. So, okay. So that's something good to know. Although this is this isn't the SAT, so you got to be careful. When you do practice on the SAT, you'll get some practice as to how to answer the question.
Well, remind people what that bar over the 6 means.
Yeah, that means repeating. Yeah, this bar here means 18.6666666666 forever. Yeah. Yeah. Dot. Okay, so let's see how they did it. Yeah, I think you're right, Seth. I think they did it figuring out what the other side is. Yeah. Oh, and they put the W in the denominator. Oh, they should have set up the proportions to the W. The unknown is in the numerator. It's easier to solve. Yeah, because you have to go through different calculations here. Yeah, they're slightly more complicated.
So what they did it by using a proportion to calculate the unknown side directly.
Yeah.
And then they took the product of the new sides.
Right. They did it the second way.
So that's the second way.
Right. So that's exactly how you suspected they would do it.
Yeah. This is not a bad. I think it's an okay way because it's straightforward. So it gives some. It's a method that reduces the chance of making mistakes.
True. It also does something very important, and I'll try to write neatly. It reinforces how to deal with similar figures. It reinforces your skills with similar figures, which is important. Okay. And similar figures is a little similar figures is an application of ratios, and this was a ratio problem in terms of the topics that we picked today. This was the ratio problem topic in comp.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we're done. Seth has a PhD in math from MIT. He's been a professor emeritus. He's been a professor in computer science at SUNY Albany for many years. He's now retired. I'm Seth's brother. I have a PhD in mechanical engineering from Columbia University. We usually have different approaches here. Well, here we sort of have the same approaches to the problems. And we try to offer different ways to do the problems. And then a general approach to studying for the Math SAT is to go to Khan Academy and take their classes, probably now just the digital SAT course. They offer 600 to 700 questions sanctioned by the SAT people. So essentially they tell you what's on the test, learn what's on the test, then practice using the actual College Board practice tests. Please dislike our videos. Please give us comments. We We really appreciate the comments, and if you have any SAT math questions, then email them to us at satmathquestionoftheday@gmail.com, and we'd be happy to do them right here. Okay, everyone, have a great day.